In this video, we're going to go through the new Power BI Modeling MCP Server. We're going to look at what it is, how to use it, and a few real-life examples of when you'd actually find this useful. All of that and more, so without further ado, let's jump in. The Power BI MCP Server is a new feature that actually came out not so long ago, and it basically allows you to connect your Power BI reports to your favorite language models like ChatGPT to help you work with your semantic models. Whereas before you'd perform most of these actions yourself, creating measures, creating relationships, updating the metadata. Now you can simply type this request into the chat and watch your AI agent basically do most of the work for you. While this is a great way to speed up your report development, I do have to give out my usual disclaimer. And more so with this one because not only this is currently in preview, which means that I really wouldn't use it if you are thinking of using it in production reports. It also heavily relies on AI to actively make changes on your semantic model. There's a high risk of chance that this can either break your semantic model or have things in it that you might not want. So it's absolutely imperative that you check the AI's work in your semantic model before you actually use it. So if you need to use this video for reference or try it out yourself using some test reports just to see its capabilities and what it can do in the future. So with all of that preamble out of the way, let's jump into installing it. First, you need to install Visual Studio Code, which basically will have all the add-ins that we need to get started. Once you've installed this, we need to add a few extensions from the marketplace. We need the GitHub Copilot, which should also install the GitHub Copilot chats, but if it doesn't include it, make sure you install that as well. Then you install Power BI Modeling MCP Server. Once you've installed these, you should be able to see the chat window on the right here. If you want this to make changes to your semantic model and do actions, you need to make sure that you've selected agent here from the selection. And right next to it is where you can pick the model. Now, I have a few here that I can select from. I just choose auto here, and if you do find this empty, you just need to make sure you hit manage model. And if you're using the GitHub Copilot, it should prompt you to register or log in, which will allow you to have access to all of these different models. So for now, I will just leave it in auto. Now that we've installed it, let's have a look at the report that we're going to work with today. So this is a report that I built a while ago, and it's a report that just has some basic information here on a fictional company called Northwind Dataset, which is the dataset that we typically use for demo purposes. It's a very simple dataset, and in fact, this dataset is a lot simpler than the whole dataset because it's just a combination of a bunch of tables here. And if you look at the tables and the columns themselves, there are not a lot of columns there to work with. We have a measures table here, which has some measures to use for visualizations. And we also have a simple calendar here, which just shows the date and month. There's some basic relationships in between these different tables. And as it is, it kind of works as a report. The name of this file is sales report, which is currently stored in my local downloads folder. And let's try to connect the Power BI MCP server into this file. So let's go to our Visual Studio Code here and say connect to sales reports Power BI in Power BI desktop. And here you should see the connections with the MCP server connecting to my local instance of that Power BI report. So you can see some auto approvals here, and normally it's not the case. Normally you'd have to explicitly approve certain actions or operations when the MCP server is trying to do something. But in this case, I wanted the MCP server to just do everything and auto approve everything that it does. So now, here we go. It says you are now connected to the sales report model in Power BI Desktop. So now we are connected to that semantic model and we can actually start doing something with this model. Now comes the fun stuff. Let's have a look at the few ways that you can use the Power BI MCP server. The first and the most obvious way that you can utilize the MCP server is through documentation. Now, I don't know about you, but Documentation is probably the least favorite task that I have when it comes to building Power BI reports. And now with the introduction of the MCP server, this task could potentially and significantly improve the way that I document my Power BI semantic models. So let's see if I can ask the MCP server to create a documentation for us to document all the various elements that we have in our semantic model. So something simple like this. So let's have a look and see what the MCP server actually returns to us. So here we go. So it generated us a list of various tables, columns, and measures in a sort of bullet point format actually, which is actually not what I'm after. I want something more tabular. So I'm gonna ask it to refine this a little bit more. And here I'm going to ask the MCP server to add a brief description for each element, which is typically what I would add to describe, certain columns or measures that I've created. Now, depending on how complex your measures are, the descriptions that it generates might be enough. But if it's something more complex, you want to make sure to, you need to go through them anyway, but just make sure that, especially for those measures or columns or any calculations that you make that do have some business rules, just make sure to overwrite them or just verify all of them to make sure that they all make sense. And here we go. So we've got a list of all our different columns and tables and measures along with their data type and a brief description of them. And here we can simply just take this and put this in our Power BI documentation. Now this task I would say is a fairly low risk task because it doesn't really make any changes to your semantic model. It simply just takes whatever information you have in your semantic model and puts it in a form like in a documentation outside of your model. Of course, there's a risk of the information it's taking to be incomplete or incorrect, but it's not a risk in terms of actually breaking your report. Let's move on to another scenario in which the MCP server could be useful for, which are performing bulk tasks. The Power BI desktop user interface is actually pretty good. It's user-friendly and it's very beginner-friendly when it comes to making or doing formatting settings. The issue arises when you want to do bulk tasks, like for example, renaming multiple measures or updating multiple calculations all at once. Now there's an option to do all of these tasks programmatically using TMDL, but you can also do this a lot easier using the MCP server. So looking at the table that is generated here, it's created a set of descriptions for every single column or measure that we have in our semantic model. And let's say we want to add these descriptions into our semantic model itself. So for example, for the product ID, I want to have this description as part of that column in my semantic model. And what I mean by that is if we go in the sales report here and we go to either the table view or the model view here, and if I go to products and product ID, you can see that there's a description element here. And I want to update all the descriptions of all my columns and measures based on what the MCP server generated. Now I can do this manually one by one by going through every single one of these and updating the description, or I can ask the MCP server to do that for me. So let's ask it to do that. So let's start with this very simple statement. All I want is to take the descriptions from this table and add it into my semantic model for either the column or the measure itself. So let's see if it's going to get this correct. So I said before that I have auto-approved some of these actions, but some of them do require an input. So in this case, it's asking me to respond here to allow the MCP server to perform a modification on my database, on my semantic model in this case. So we're just going to respond with a yes here. So let's have a look. It seems to have gotten stuck. Let's have a look if it's applied any of the descriptions to my column. So let's go to my model here, and here you go. So as you can see, it's added the descriptions here in the tables. So let's have a look at another example, and in this case, let's try to create some DAX measures. So on my model here, you can see we have a calendar table, and it's actually quite basic. We've just got a list of dates here and a month grouping, which I've created. Typically, a calendar table will have different slices like years, quarter, months, month, year, weeks, even days. And this acts as like a central calendar table for all your time intelligence needs within your semantic model. Now, there are many different ways that you can create this, either from DAX or Power Query, but you can also leverage the MCP server to make it a little bit easier for you. So this is what I'm going to ask the MCP server to add. So I'm going to ask it to add very specific columns, first of all, to add dimensions to my calendar table. And I've also asked it to add any other necessary columns that a typical calendar column would need. I've also asked it to add order columns where necessary. So these are the order columns to make sure whenever you're viewing months, year, or months, that you are seeing them, or we can use that as an ordering column to show them chronologically. So let's see how the MCP server responds to this request. And here we go. So it looks like it's created all of those different columns now, and it's listed out a few here. Some of them actually are pretty useful, like the day of year or is weekend, which typically is something that you'd want to know if you're calculating the work days, for example. So let's have a look at how it's done it in our calendar table. So as you can see, it has some errors here, which is basically saying one or more calculated columns need to be manually refreshed. So we're just going to hit refresh here just so that we can see those changes. And here we go. So it's created all of these different calculated columns, days, day of week, which are actually pretty handy. And I don't see, they're the orders. So for example, so this is the quarter order, and just make sure that if we use this to order the quarters here, it will order them chronologically. And that's really it. So those were some of the few examples where you could use the Power BI MCP server to help you speed up your reporting development process. So its capabilities are mainly surrounding changes or updating your semantic model, which means that it can help you do things like create DAX, manage your relationships, or updating your metadata, which means that visual changes like adding charts or formatting your visuals is something that it can't do, because that's on the report side of your Power BI reports, not the semantic model side. I'm going to explore this feature some more in the next few days or weeks, and I might create some more videos to cover some of the different features or capabilities that it will let you do.